and they are the best people to judge, or I think this time it is best to do together. This is the best time to do alone. Sometimes the teacher says, we will spend time in your group talking about it. Then I want you to think about what everybody says and to write down what you think. Then we will share again. So in Australia, we would expect the student will be able to think about what they're going to say, to do work alone, and other times to do the work in a group. And sometimes we expect students to be able to go to the library and do some research on the topic.
Yeah. Next.
Maybe. Very nice.
Yeah, come on.
So the first time you went to Indonesia, what's your first impression in your mind? Like, Indonesia, maybe you're kind of sad to live Australian, or maybe you're happy about to go to Indonesia.
Happy to leave Australia.
Happy?
I came to Indonesia with my wife. She was studying Bahasa in Jogja. My impression, in 1994, well, there are some very interesting places. So, for example, I went to Borobudur, and this was very interesting. I went to the Sultan's Palace in Borobudur, in Jogja, so it was very interesting. But I have travelled in Indonesia much more over the last 10 years since I have been working with the Ministry of Education. So, and my impressions is before, there are some very interesting things, some very frustrating things. I had spent the last couple of days in Jakarta. The traffic. I had said before that Surabaya is my friend who I come with. He's from Malang. Malang I've been before. Very nice. Oh, okay. Very nice. And later we're going to Malang to visit another school. But I would much rather live in Surabaya or Malang than in Jakarta. Too much traffic. Jakarta.
Mia.
Yeah. About? The culture in Australia. Well, I was born in Sydney and now I live in Melbourne. Melbourne is a multicultural city. My wife, her mother is Italian from Italy. My children can speak Italian. So near my house there are people from Italy, from Lebanon, from Syria, from different parts of Asia. So it is a multicultural country. Particularly in the city, it is multicultural. If you go out, there are big farms. Australia is not tropical like Indonesia. It is, now in Melbourne, it is very hot. Today will be 39 degrees, but very dry. Unfortunately, some of the rain in Java needs to go to Australia because we are very dry. In June, it will be cold. We do not have snow in Melbourne, but it gets cold. So and because Australia is very wide, in the north of Australia, it is like climate like Indonesia. So it is tropical. In the south, we have 4 seasons. So, spring, summer, autumn, winter. So.
Hi, my name is. Do you like Indonesian food and what's your favorite?
I love Indonesian food, but I do not like it really, really hot like in Sumatra. So I like the vegetable most. In Australia, we have a vegetable garden. We grow the vegetable in my place. So I like the vegetable. I like nasi padang. I like very much rice. In Australia, we eat in our house. Not many people do this, but because both myself and my wife have worked in Asia, I like rice very much, and we eat a lot of either Vietnamese food or Indonesian food or Thai food.
My name is Mimi. Would you tell us about Aborigine ethnic?
Sorry?
Would you tell us about Aborigine ethnic?
Aborigines. Okay. Well, the Aborigines were the original Australians. The Aborigines have been in Australia for more than 40,000 years. 40,000 years. Most Aborigines now, some are still like they did a long time ago. Most of them are live like everybody else. In Australia now, people are very aware that people like me, Western, we are on the land of the Aborigines. Thank you. I need to. Well, I think one of the things food is a very important part of culture. And different cultures around the world have different food. Italians have a lot of pasta. So what I noticed in Java is that in different parts of Java there is quite different food. So for example, the food in Jogja I think is a lot sweeter than, for example, in West Java. And last year I was working in Bandung for 3 weeks, and the food, a lot of Sudanese food is very, very different. So the food in different parts of Java seem to be very different. In Samarang it is different to Jogja.
Yes. Again, enough? Yes. Again. Thanks.